soft candlelight cast shadows in the room, and on two women who were engaged in the activity. With eyes closed and a gentle smile, Anya stood with dark hair spilling out onto a light scarf. The boudoir feel was suggested by her burgundy dress, with muted gold detailing, which hinted at quiet elegance. Her clasped hands signaled earnestness, a hint of vulnerability. She looked to be in her mid-20s, the curiosity of youth present even now. It was Ilara who leaned in to lay a soft kiss on Anya's temple. Her cascading hair and patterned rust-colored dress gave off a down-to-earth grace. Ilara, being in her late 40s, was an older woman with a face full of love and wisdom from a life well lived, emanating from her eyes. The way she was holding Anya, with her hand gently on her arm, was equal parts protective and respectful. The room, with the antique mirror reflecting warm light from a chandelier and dozens of candles, seemed like refuge in which secrets were safe and emotions could glide out on their own time. The kiss was a whisper, a wordless prayer of love that fell on Anya's skin and soaked deep inside her bones. Her eyes fluttered closed, not in terror but in absolute submission to the moment. The sweet aroma of beeswax and Ilara's faint perfume filled her nostrils, a warm cocoon in the dim, dancing light. That was always how it went down with Ilara, a soft intensity, a delicate hug that I couldn't explain. Anya had come to Ilara's house for one of their regular story nights, encompassing evenings where the historians specializing in lost stories would tell her tales from years gone by. Aspiring writer Anya was never short on words when it came to Ilara and the manner in which she brought history alive. But tonight felt different. The regular group of friends had not made it, so they were the only ones about between the rows and rows of candles Ilara always lighted. They'd been talking about a poet who wrote of love found down odd corners and in lonely spaces, in the crevices between words. Ilara's voice, normally brimming with facts and numbers, softened instead as she launched into a 4-line verse about two souls singing harmony despite the noise of the world. The blush had already inched up Anya's neck when she'd met Ilara's gaze and seen how the candlelight seemed to flicker within her eyes. The sudden, unlooked-for embrace followed. It was not hot, but it was deeply intimate. Ilara pulled back, smiling warmly, but with just a trace of something inscrutable in her eyes. You seemed deep in thought, baby," she whispered, voice a lazy caress. "A beautiful thought, I hope." Anya's heart was pounding against her ribcage. She opened her eyes, looked Ilara steadily in the eyes. The unsaid lay spread out between them as solid and fruity as the candle's aroma. Anya, who was in her 20s, was a jumble of awe and nerves. Ilara was everything she looked up to, intelligent, kind, and sandwiched with a quiet strength which Anya longed for. But Ilara was 20 years her elder, a woman of vast experience in the world when Anya was still figuring out who she was. Was this only a mentor's fondness, or was Anya's silent yearning reflected in the gentle brush of Ilara against her skin? The gap in age and fear of being misunderstood that the gesture could fall, a fine electric thread. It was, a thought about linking, Anya finally mustered, her voice but a whisper, about how some connections feel ancient, like they were always there, and just needed to be realized. They plopped down beside the fireplace on the luxurious rug, and conversation came easily as they roamed from poetry to what their dreams in life were. Anya talked about her writing and how she worried that she would never find her real voice. And Ilara listened, really listened, and gave support rather than just advice. She talked about her own youth, the time when she felt uncertain until there was brilliant clarity, and made Anya feel seen like no one else ever had. One more time, Allison thought, as the night grew long and the noises of the city drifted off into silence, Anya admitted her deepest fear, being known for what she truly was, and allowing another person access to her least defended and most frightened corners. Ilara leaned in and put her hands on Anya's clasped ones. Her hand felt warm and solid. To be truly seen is a gift, Anya, she said softly, and to witness another, to make room for their truths is a gift. She stopped, and her thumb began drawing lines on Anya's skin. What if that link you mentioned, what if it's more than sharing stories, but about shared spirits? What if I look at you, Anya, in all your bright and terrible and great and brilliant curious glory, and what? Anya's breath hitched. Ilara's words were an insight, a soft unlocking of a part of Anya she'd not even known was bolted shut. It wasn't simply the warmth of a mentor, it was confessional, delivered with great respect. Anya's eyes stung with tears, not the sadness kind, but a deluge of relief. She gazed at Ilara, saw her for the first time, not only the formidable keeper of past histories, but the woman behind. She saw a light in her eyes she had never noticed before now. Warm, gentle. "I see you too, Ilara," Anya whispered. "I see your fortitude and that lovely heart of yours with so much light." She squeezed Ilara's hands. "I have felt like I've been looking for a connection like this all my life." Ilara smiled, a slow, radiant smile. She didn't lean in to kiss her again, just rested her forehead against Anya's. It was a silent promise. The uncertain future felt slightly less so, brightened just a bit by the quiet glow of the candles and their breaths mingling.